The CEO of the Tetris company, Maya Rogers, appears to admit to discriminating against men in the company's hiring practices while also claiming that there needs to be DEI policies enforced in order to ensure that women get hired in the video game industry. Wrote this up over at phantompulse.com. You can find the link in the description below. In an interview with Games Industry, Rogers lamented the fact that there aren't more women making video games, saying it shouldn't be that way. Women need to be given a chance. As for why, she says there's so many women playing games and we're still having mostly men designing games. That doesn't make any sense at all. She then admitted that once she took over the company, it has a lot more women. When my father was running the business, it was more male. And now we have a lot of women and it's great. We're doing amazing things. Girls can do it all. In fact, she went on to defend DEI initiatives that discriminate based on sex and race, saying that in itself in America today is a thing that's being questioned. But I think that was so important to have because it did change how many people of diversity, of different backgrounds were allowed in the workplace. So it appears the fact that they have added more women to the company is based on these illegal DEI initiatives that appears that she was indeed discriminating against men in order to hire women for these positions at her company. Anyway, she didn't stop at defending it. She claims that DEI programs for women need to be enforced. She says there needs to be something that is almost enforced to make sure that there are enough women in the industry. It is always going to be a battle, but if you look at the history, how do things change? It was the women who came together and they fought for their rights, and that's what needs to happen. Apparently, women have a right to work in the video game industry. It is utterly absurd and ridiculous. And in fact, her comments appear to put her and her company in direct opposition to the federal government under the current Trump administration. President Donald Trump signed an executive order back in January titled Ending Illegal Discrimination and Restoring Merit-Based Opportunity. That executive order states illegal DEI and DEIA policies not only violate the text and spirit of our longstanding federal civil rights laws, they also undermine our national unity as they deny, discredit, and undermine the traditional American values of hard work, excellence, and individual achievement in favor of an unlawful, corrosive, and pernicious identity-based spoils system. Hardworking Americans who deserve a shot at the American dream should not be stigmatized, demeaned, or shut out of opportunities because of their race or sex. And that appears to be the case at the Tetris company, and it appears Maya Rogers is admitting to all of that in this interview with Games Industry. Anyways, the executive order adds these illegal DEI and DEIA policies also threaten the safety of American men, women, and children across the nation by diminishing the importance of individual merit, aptitude, hard work, and determination when selecting people for jobs and services in key sectors of American society, including all levels of government and the medical, aviation, and law enforcement communities. Yet in case after tragic case, the American people have witnessed firsthand the disastrous consequences of illegal, pernicious discrimination that has prioritized how people were born instead of what they were capable of doing. The federal government is charged with enforcing our civil rights laws. The purpose of this order is to ensure that it does so by ending illegal preferences and discrimination, which again appears what the Tetris company is engaged in based on these comments by Maya Rogers, where she indicates that there are now a lot more women at her company, and seemingly because it was due to these DEI programs. And then she's also literally advocating that these DEI programs continue to exist and saying that there needs to be something that is almost enforced to make sure that there are enough women in the industry. My guess is that she is indeed enforcing these DEI policies over at the Tetris company based on what she's saying. And everything she's saying sounds like it is definitely in contrast to this executive order and federal law. And I hope that the feds begin investigating this company for these potentially illegal hiring practices that she appears to be admitting that her company engages in. Enough is enough. This needs to be rooted out. This ideology, this woke ideology, which she's clearly engaging in here through these policy initiatives, needs to be purged from polite society. It needs to be purged from our institutions. It needs to be purged from our government. It needs to be purged from our schools. It is wicked, and its whole goal is to try to bring down society, bring down our culture, which is what the executive order even says here, threatens the safety of American men, women, and children across the nation by diminishing the importance of individual merit, aptitude, hard work, and determination when selecting people for jobs and services. Like, the Trump administration realizes how wicked and evil these policies are, this ideology is, and hopefully they will indeed begin an investigation into this company and determine what exactly is going on. But it does not look good over at the Tetris company based on these comments from Maya Rogers. But let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, and to always, always speak the truth.
Why would you be afraid of the people? Why are you not afraid of God instead of man?